the character of Michael Henchard in Thomas Hardy's novel, The Mayor of Casterbridge. Marks. 10 to 12. Answer. Michael Henchard is probably the greatest instance of masculine characterization in Hardy's fiction. It is Henchard who remains, with all his blatant qualities, the nucleus of interest throughout the novel. He is a blazing sun around whom the other characters revolve as lesser luminaries. When introduced in the first chapter of the novel, Henchard appears as a man of fine figure, swarthy and stern in aspect. Later we find him as a burly middle-aged man, well over 6 feet tall. He has great physical strength which we can fathom when he rescues Lucetta and Elizabeth Jane from a dangerous bull. He shows his remarkable strength in the wrestling scene as well, when he overpowers Farfrae, even one of his arms being pinioned. A peasant of English origin, Henchard is crude, unschooled and ignorant. He severely rebukes Elizabeth for her picturesque use of dialect words. In his fit of anger, he freely uses filthy language. He himself confesses his ignorance in the following way. I am bad at figures, bad at accounts, a rule of thumb sort of man. Henchard is superstitious, old-fashioned, primitive and completely rural in approach. He tends to despise new mechanical aids and uses haphazard business methods. He largely depends on whether profits is to the probable fluctuations of his market. So he thrives for a period and becomes bankrupt in the long run. Henchard is an egoist. He tries to assert his identity by separating himself from his wife in the first chapter. Finding Susan a hindrance to his own advancement, he puts her on auction and thereby shirks his responsibility as a husband. 20 years later, he reappears at the height of his fortunes as the Mayor of Casterbridge, remorseful of his former act of betrayal but revealing a similar tendency in selling the townspeople bad wheat. Henchard is stubborn and impulsive. He is swayed by passion and not guided by reason or sense. His act of selling his wife, his iron will and oath of not taking wine for 21 years and several other acts are all actions wherein he applies no reason. In the words of Elizabeth, he is so uncertain in temper. Henchard possesses many qualities of a tragic hero. He may plot revenge and meanness, but when it comes to the scratch, he is constrained to fairness and generosity. His hatred for Farfrae would go to any length, but when he makes an attempt on his life, it must be by fair fight, and he pinions one of his arms to lessen the advantage of his strength. He willingly ruins his reputation by admitting the Furmity woman's accusation in court about auctioning his wife, and his action in remarrying Susan is an attempt to do what is right. A close perusal of Henchard's conduct shows that his acts are wrong-headed enough, but they all have their root in what is perhaps the most constant and powerful of all human passions, the passion of vanity. He is a proud man, and his craving for dignity and consideration finds many indirect expressions and disguises. Pride must have a fall. And Henchard falls, but there is a grandeur in his fall. In the last stage of his career, he shifts from indignity to ignobility in an effort to retain Elizabeth Jane, and his conclusive phase surely holds the tragic crux of the matter. As we see him lie to Newson, as he toys with an idea of betraying the secret of Elizabeth Jane's birth to Farfrae to prevent their marriage, as we observe him once more reduced to the level of a rural hay-trusser, as we read the first clause of his last testament, it is on these occasions we squirm with embarrassing knowledge of human vicissitudes. To such is power and vanity reduced, but in the degeneration there is a certain human grandeur. Thus, Henchard remains an unforgettable character of the Mayor of Casterbridge. He is a tragic hero in the true sense of the term. He is Hardy's Lear. Finished. Please subscribe to the channel for more updates of ready-made notes on English literature. Also, please share this channel to help any student pursuing a degree in English literature. Thank you very much for watching the video. Please do not forget to like and comment.